Hey, it's Brandon from Be Loves the Love. I am cooking dinner, and I realized that in the summer, it's a lot more challenging to do the chronicles because they take the summer off for most of the summer. We haven't been to soccer practice, so I've been taking you all on some walks with me, and now I'm gonna take you with me as I cook dinner. I'm making spaghetti. And I'm making it the way my mom made it and the way her mom made it, which is, it's a very like vegetable chunky sauce with, right now I have red bell peppers and onions. If I had carrots, I would cut those up as well, but I don't. And then my husband's vegan, so we're gonna have vegan meat in the sauce, and then that's all gonna get mixed up with the spaghetti. So I know some people don't like their sauce mixed in. My family is okay with it. That used to not be the case. I used to have to make a separate pot with everything mixed up, and then another with just the spaghetti so that they could put the sauce on themselves. But how are you reading? I just read, again, which I hadn't realized that. I think I knew I'd read it before, but when I looked at the book, it was coming up as new. Only for 1 week. Only for the week. It was a really good, this is a story about a sister who is going to a wedding where her sister, her older sister, is marrying her ex-boyfriend. And drama is expected, but the sister who used to date the guy isn't heartbroken. She realized, like within a year and a half, that they weren't, maybe even less than, maybe about a year, that they weren't meant to be. So broke up, and then the older sister and him connected in some way, and so they started dating and ended up getting married. So this portion of the book starts when they're a week ahead of like the wedding festivities. It's just like the bridal party. She's the maid of honor, and it's all the bridesmaids and then the groomsmen as well. And she really hits it off with one of her ex's friends who she always noticed was attractive, but she was dating a guy, so she never thought about him. So she hasn't seen him since they broke up. And so during the course of like this week prior to the start of the wedding festivities, he offers her the chance to kind of like use his body for the week as a stress reliever, because he realizes that she's like stressed. And she agrees because he's hot and he's willing. She's hot and she's willing. So they end up having a really good week. And it gets to the end of the week, and then of course the discussion is, do we extend? What happens after this week? After these 2 weeks? So it's a really good book. I highly recommend. If I've messed up the title, just check the caption. Like if you're looking like, I have no idea what this book is, Brandon, check the caption. I'll make sure that it's written correctly there. I've also just read 10,000 Thoughts of Menace. Again, I think I'm butchering that one as well, by, I want to say Jaquel J. I think I have that right. I devoured that book. That one I finished. It's another one of those which I did with the Kennedy Ryan. I read it. I'm going back to like reread sections, and I'm realizing that I'm almost rereading the entire book again. I don't think I'm gonna do this unless there's literally particular sections that made me laugh. It was a little bit challenging for me to understand because it says like you don't need to read the previous book because this is about a new family, but other families are referenced. So again, while it's not required, I think it would be helpful to have read the other books so that I could understand some of the names. I'm getting a little confused because the main male character uses a lot of nicknames for people, and I'm getting lost. So I'm like, who is he talking about? Like one girl, her name is Green. He calls her every other name under the rainbow. So when he first did, I'm like, is this a totally new character? Until I realized that like he was just being obnoxious. But it's a very interesting book. It's one of those though where they go wrong and they go right for so long. You're like waiting for when the drama is gonna hit. And then I'm like, please, 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 please don't be like at the end. Like I don't like those cliffhanger type books. And there is drama, and it's legitimate drama, but it's not so much to where like I was worried that they wouldn't figure it out, because They obviously did, but I understood the premise for it, and I'm like, okay, this is redeemable. Like, this is fixable. So that's what I'm reading. Anyone have any suggestions? I'm trying to figure out what my next book after this one's gonna be. I might go back and read some of the, like I said, the initial books to kind of understand more about how these families are interconnected. This one was really interesting, very hard to put down. It was really funny. Like, it's funny and it's sexy and the characters are silly. The banter is fun, and the women. I enjoyed the book because the women were strong and funny. And I also enjoyed the book because the main characters also knew how to apologize and weren't shy about apologizing. You get some of these books where the guy's like, I can do nothing wrong, and the woman is just gonna have to deal with it. In some books, the woman just does. These books, notice what written by Black female. I don't know if she's female. I'll just say Black authors. They're less likely to let that type of stuff go. And so I am going to go back. I'll see if my the friend that I share my Kindle list with, if she's hopefully purchased some other of their books so I don't have to buy it. But if not, then I'll go in and do some shopping and finish some series. So I hope your reading is going well. I hope your summer is going well. And we'll talk next time. Bye.